Hello there, everybody. I'm Mr. Game Pie, and this is Let's Play Banjo Tooie Part 22. Last time, we started up on Grunty Industries for real. We got quite a bit done. We got some notes, some jiggies, and learned several new moves. And I don't need these anymore because I already did that. Got up that wall. Without the clock climber boots, nonetheless. In fact, that was one of the new moves. We learned how to use those particular boots. Okay, so this says that it goes down to floor 1. There we go. Now we can get into this area, finally. This will help us explore much better. Okay, so you see we have a switch here, and it's going to open up a door very, very far away. Well, and we're going to have to use the clock climber boots to get up to that door. But unfortunately, the moment that we step off of the switch, the door will close. So we're going to have Banjo-Kazooie split up for that, and that's a ninja. So really, out here we can't do much of anything for now. I suppose I could just climb up that wall real quick, show you folks what's going on. Here we go! This is one crazy wall! As you can see, there is a Jinjo, and it is behind this door. We can't do anything to help him. And to get down, we have some more clock climber boots. Except we aren't really gonna need those clock climber boots because we have fall proof. Also, there's this. Gotta make sure to stay out of the muck down there. Might as well just break a few windows while we're at it. And, well, now we're pretty much stranded, so let's go. Don't be stupid like I was. Fortunately, we can get back to the area that we were at very quickly, thanks to our warp pads. Okay, now that is an exit, so we don't need to worry about that. Yes, you are yelling at me, and I don't really care. Here we have a service elevator. We can't use this. Yep, so we're gonna have to get some mechanical personnel to use that, but not right now. Nope, we still have more to do without mechanical personnel. In fact, one of these things that we have to do is involves running away very quickly. There we go. This appears to be a new area with clock climber boots. Where's the wall? Where is the wall? Ah, there's the wall. I can't reach the wall right now, so let's try that again. Pudding! And we are up here. This is actually very important, and you're going to want to do it before getting your transformation, at the very least. And boom, we have a shortcut. We have another one of these guys that needs cleaning. And we have a few ways that we could go. We could go over there. There's some eggs and such, but we don't really need to do that right now. Instead, we're interested in going over here to the right. Yes, we have boxes, everybody. It's a Crash Bandicoot game now. We also have a Globo over there. We'll be getting that a little bit later. Now, of course, last time I mentioned a lot of enemies that are really tough to beat and make the game feel kind of like a survival horror game or something. Well, in this area, there are also very easy enemies, like those guys with the wrenches that we've been seeing, or these guys. These guys are nuts and bolts. And that's about all you need to know about them. They aren't hard at all. They just bounce slowly over to you. It's more like free health pickups than anything else. Now we do have a tunnel back here. And this leads to a battery. And Mumbo's skull! And with Mumbo's skull, another warp pad. Beautiful. We're getting warp pads all over the place. So yes, let us continue exploring this world of boxes that we have. And maybe actually get that Globo. It's a very complicated maze of, well, platforming, really. You gotta figure out which boxes you can jump on, which ones you gotta climb on, and so forth. Like you see, this here is a dead end, because I can't jump any higher. So we go this way, and we climb. Okay, almost at that Globo. But we do want to check this area up here first. We have a boiler plant. I've never heard of a boiler plant before. I wonder what kind of leaves it has. Okay, now here's one of the things I was mentioning earlier. This opens up to that elevator shaft that we saw last episode. Now you might have noticed that there are more batteries bouncing around in this area. Well, that's because there's more areas that we'll need to charge up. For now, we can't get in there. That's a nice mini-game that they have. But what we can do is use these screws for the very first time. There are various platforms in the level that you'll need to traverse. Either there'll be like Mumbo pads on them to use. It could act as a platform that you need. A variety of reasons. But in general, if you see anything like that, you're gonna want to break it apart. And that guy was using the stairs. I did not realize that they could use the stairs. Okay. So in general, right now we can't do a whole lot in here. But let's go ahead and get this Globo. He's further down. Oh! And I went too far down. Let's try that again. Alright, this time without nearly as much fail. There we go. 2 Globos in hand. Got it, one for Mumbo and one for Humba. So this has all been nice and stuff. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and get that battery in there. So the way that we're going to get this battery in here, there are a couple ways to potentially do it. But I'm going to use that elevator shaft, because that's a pretty easy way to get into that room. I could, like, climb across the boxes and stuff, utilizing my double jump, but this is probably the way that they intended you to do it. It's also kind of the tedious way to do it, really. Time to climb. I do do believe that we were on the 3rd floor, so we're gonna have to go pretty high. Alright, so we're up to the area where the 3rd floor is, and there we go. Yes, 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 you are yelling, you are annoyed, and you are just ugly, so I'll take you down too. Boom! Powered up. Okay, so they have this nice little warp point for you to go into Kazooie mode, and we're gonna use our new move to get through this area. Faster than ever. There we go. With Kazooie, high jumps are no problem. Now for this minigame, you're actually going to want to be Kazooie alone. It is possible to do it with Banjo, but it's much easier to do it this way. Nope, not required at all. Okay, so here we gotta grab the Twinklies. This is little light bulb guys again. Only had one appearance in Banjo-Kazooie, but they're quite important in this game for some reason. But yes, as usual, we're going to be getting points for these guys. 3 for blue, 1 for red, you know the deal. But this game has a twist. You see, you don't actually get points by just picking them up. You also have to run over the pads over there. And that's how you get the points. Like, here, I'll show you all in a second, whenever the way that I usually do it is I usually just wait until, like, the last couple seconds to deposit all my Twinklies into the chutes. Like you see, I've got a lot of Twinklies right now, and it'll take some time to run over all those pads. Alright, so let's deposit all these. Very easy. And there you go, folks. That's, one of the easiest minigames. No, I'm good. Though really, I would say that the gastrointestinal minigame was much easier. Considering that you're just holding 2 buttons at the same time, rather than running down and chasing down light bulbs. And look at this room in here. Lots of coal. And there's a dude. He looks sad. We'll help him out later. Okay, I think that it's about time that we start moving on to the next area. Hey, this says that there's rubbish in there. Old rubbish, to be specific, if this is to be trusted. Yes, so there we have a Jinjo, but let's see what happens if we shoot him. Yep, he's a Minjo. Can't fool me, I'm Banjo. Anyway, let's see if there is actually anything up there. Lots of platforms and stuff. And notes. We could use some notes. So let's go over. Yes. Navigating this big maze is kind of difficult sometimes. But not too bad. And you get many good prizes for doing so. Like our other empty honeycomb piece. Now we've got all the empty honeycomb pieces for this area. Don't have to worry about those anymore. And I missed. It's okay, though. And yet there's this box here. It's always strange. It's just sitting there. You don't really do anything with it. We have a doorway to the outside that will be useful. Quite useful. And then we see that these railings up here are pointless. Yes, completely pointless railings over here. Leads to a Minjo and a jump that's really hard to make and unnecessary. So, we're moving up in the system. We're getting a promotion. We're going up to floor 4. Oh my. There's rumbling around here. As well as a bunch of these barrel enemies. I'd rather they stay away from me. And yet more things that we need to have mechanical personnel for. Now in this room is a very, very important switch. This one. Fly pads, everybody. This is an incredibly useful switch to have. And it will now allow us to go to the final floor that we have yet to explore. And that took me in a circle. I need to go the other way. Just run. Just keep running. Don't even bother with them. Alright, so here we have the source of all the rumbling. Giant crushers. However, you won't be getting over these with your nap pack. Oh no. It's going to be much more difficult. It's going to require Mumbo. We'll get his help with this later on. And this, well, we're not really doing anything with this. So, it's time to actually go back to that warp pad and go outside. We're going to be heading up to the top floor. The final area that we have yet to explore. So first things first, we gotta get over to one of the fly pads. We're going to be using them so much around here, it's not even funny. Oh my gosh, I was walking in the water. Okay, that was, wow, I can't believe that he did not eat me. I mean, I guess they do give you some mercy time, but gee whiz. Okay, here we go. So, we could open up some of these things right here. Not like that. Yes, more like that. And we get another Cheeto page. I do believe that's our second one for this area. So there will only be one more to go. This is another way to get to the Tin Top battle if you want to have Banjo-Kazooie there at the same time. Not that there is really any reason to do it that way. But we also have another entrance. Oh boy, another one of these things! It's that one that we saw in that window earlier. Ah yes, and here we have its use as a platform. You'll see why we need this platform later on. And there you go. Well, folks, with that, this has been Let's Play Banjo Tooie Part 22. I'll see y'all next time, folks.